Good morning, welcome to Made Fit by Katie. I am Katie. This morning we are going to do some exercises to help us prevent any low back pain later in life. So we are going to start out by just taking a couple deep breaths overhead. One more. Blow it out. Now we're just going to take that left arm overhead, reach long. Breathe in. Blow it out. Nice side body stretch. Other side. Again on each side. Feels amazing. Last one here. All right, go ahead and take both arms overhead. This time you're gonna clasp your hands together, sink it down, your toes can turn out here, and I just want a little stretchy squat. So I'm nice and straight up. I'm not folded forward. Opening my hips, just a nice gentle rock, side to side. All right, from here I'm gonna put my hands down. Toes are gonna go back to the front. I'm gonna roll up, give myself a nice little hamstring stretch here. Roll out that back, one vertebrae at a time. This is nice and slow. Deep breath overhead. Do it again. Open those feet. Sink it down. Stretch a little faster this time. Hands are gonna come down. Toes are forward. Roll it out. One more here. There, come on down. Now we're going to continue warming up by standing. Arms are going to come straight up overhead. You're going to take your right knee and begin to lift. It's going to stay at a 90-degree bend. Really lifting from your low abs. Couple more here. These are controlled. I don't want you flying through them. Now you're going to open up that hip. Knee to elbow. Really lengthen and strengthen through that side body. Just warming up through that hip again. We're going to use it today. Two more. From here, that leg is going to come straight behind us into a glute extension. You have to squeeze your butt. So you'll notice I'm not swinging. My core is engaged. My hips are actually tucked under. One. Now we're gonna do our robot dance. So your right leg is gonna step out nice and strong and back together. So I want you to think about having like a huge band around you, or you're in like a giant pool of water or a mud puddle and it's really thick and you have to really squeeze those muscles to get them back together. So I'm squeezing outer thigh here, inner thigh. Outer, inner, all the while my glutes are still squeezing. Two more. Last one. Now we've got that left side. Pulling down, using our right side of our core now. Lift and lower, little light tap down. You pick the leg up, you gotta bring it back down. Don't drop it. 3, 2, last one. Open up, we've got that scarecrow. Little standing core abdominal work. As long as we're opening up the hips this morning. Little balance. If you're losing your balance, grab a wall. Hang on to something. There is a lot of core involved in this one. Two more. Last one. Now we've got the glute extension. Again, tuck those hips, squeeze the booty, lower and lift. Make sure again that you're not all hinged forward. This is a little motion. Little motion, big squeeze. 4, 3, 2. Last one. Time for our robot dance. Step to the left and back to center. Big squeeze, big squeeze. Make the magic happen. 4, 3, 2. Last one, alternate. Step right, step left. Step right and left. squat, just a straight leg, nice and strong. One more each side. From here, lift and swing open that hip. Combining that first move with that second move together and alternating. Still using my core. Again, if you need something to hang on to, get by a wall, maybe a chair. The main thing with these is to make sure that your hips are staying forward. So if that means your range of motion is right here, and that's where you're at today, that's fine. You are going to give yourself something to work for to really start opening up those hips. Is going to help with the big movements you do in life, like running, squatting, and lunging. Okay, so meet me down on the ground in all fours. We're going to hit a quadruped position, meaning that our knees are directly in line with our hips and our wrists are in alignment with our shoulders. And from here, all we're going to do is we're going to round that back up for a little cat, pulling that navel all the way to the spine for a breath. Then we're going to reverse that. Arch the back, shoulders are pulled down and back, and look up. You'll feel a long stretch through your core on the front. Reverse that back to your cow. Pull that spine all the way in. Arch and look up. Move with your breath. One more. All the way up. Now I want you to find that neutral spine so you're neither arched nor flexion there. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your arm right behind your head and you're going to rotate. This is thoracic spine mobility, meaning that mid-back. Your elbow is going to come towards your wrist and then you're going to open up. And I want you to think about keeping your hip bones, those are straight. So if you have flashlights on them, they're going to be pointing right to the ground. You're going to rotate back. Again, moving with your breath. Stretching through that back, opening it up, gonna get ready for some movement. One more here. Hand comes down, and we're gonna go right to the other side. So other arm right behind the head. Open up. And back down. A lot of people think that we actually move from our low back. We have very limited range of motion in our low back. One more, it actually comes from our mid-back or thoracic spine. We have about a 35-degree rotation. I want you to take your feet and you're going to go right at your width. This is actually really important. What you're going to do is you're going to take your left toe and you're going to rise up on top of it. You notice my body wanted to shift over to my right side. Keep it forward. Hips are going to stay pointing straight forward. So if you take your hands and you kind of put them straight on your hip bones, I want you to make them going straight forward. So you think about your hip is not actually changing directions here, it's staying forward, you're just rotating that socket within its joint. So I'm up on my toe here, I've got about 80% of my weight in my left butt cheek here, I'm squeezing. All I want you to do is rotate open and back to the front. Open, back to front. So think like you're like a little ballerina here. Up on your tippy toes, you've got your pointe shoes on. So I'm really squeezing from my inner thighs, closing, squeezing with the outer thighs, squeezing. This is a good hip flexor exercise. Let me close. Couple more here. My toe kind of wants to wiggle around. I want to get it right back in line with the other foot. Okay, you can either stay here, or if you're a little bit more advanced, I want you to pick it up off the ground. And now we've got a balance challenge. So you're going to do the exact same motion. Bring it forward. Open. Bring it forward. You'll notice my hip is not flying open with me. They're again staying to the front. I'm just working on that rotation. This might look a little bit deceiving. I actually do a lot of hip work. My joints get very tight. So making sure that I add these into my regular routine is really important to me. So I do have a pretty good range of motion with my hips. So if you're not this far open, don't beat yourself up. It's taken me a lot of years to get here. Let's switch right to the other side. About 80% of our weight, squeeze the glutes. Up on our little pointe shoes here. Open and close. Squeeze, 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 nice and slow. This is about got control. I'm lifting, I've got my chest up, core is engaged. I know you'll hear it say it over and over again, it's really important. Use our core in just about everything we do. Keep going here. This is a good one you can do anytime, anywhere. Doesn't require any equipment, and you're not even gonna get sweaty doing it. So there's that. Again, kind of walk that foot back in if its toe is wiggling on you. If you chose the option on the other side, choose it here. Once you master this, another great way to make this harder is you can add a band above your knees, or you could add a band right under your knees, and that's going to make it even harder yet. But I want you to have that control first, so you're not letting that band control you. Let's do about 2 more. Okay, so in my 90 now, what's going to happen is this knee is going to start to lift up, and I'm going to open the hips. So I need to first turn on my core, pull that belly button in, get it set, get it nice and strong, stabilize that spine, and all you're going to do is lift that knee and lower it back down. Lift and lower. So this squeeze is coming from right back here, the booty cheek, the glute med, and my inner thigh to help lower it down. This is not quick. I'm making that hip roll in its socket. A couple more here. 2 and 1. Now from here, all I want you to do is lift up and lower down. Stay into that working side. You might make it. Ooh, yeah, a little cramp. Yep, that's gonna happen. 4, 3, 2, 1. From here, lower it down. So we're gonna do what I call a knocker, squeezing my glute, and it's going to come forward, and it's like it's knocking on a door. So it doesn't look like much, but if you put your finger there, you're gonna feel it. Just knock it forward. So huge squeeze. The harder you squeeze, the harder it's gonna work. So 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna switch right into the other side. Okay, so we just finished up on our first side. We're gonna rotate, get that 90-90 again on the opposite side. And remember, if this one can't come all the way back to 90, if it's too much on your hip or your booty cheek, just bring it forward just a little bit, because you're automatically gonna go, ooh, I kind of feel that, especially from already working it this morning. So we're gonna start with that forward fold. So those hands are gonna come right in front of us, nice and gentle. Check in with your core, grab your core. You're gonna fold back forward. Now that stretch, and back up. Nice, tall chest. Stay up out of your fingers. See if you can challenge yourself to do it without your hands. It makes you really pull back in with that core. You can hear it in my voice. One more here. And lift back up. Now we've got that hip opener on this side. So our back knee is going to be lifting and lowering back down. Slow and controlled. It's gonna cramp quickly. We just used this side to stabilize too, so it's already like, oh, I actually secretly already worked. You just didn't know it yet. Squeeze it back down with that inner thigh. Open it back up with the side booty, the glute med. Open it up, hold it there, and back down. Couple more on this side. Back down, then we got that spicy one coming up, one more. And back down. So from here, we're gonna lift. So that entire shin is gonna stay in a line. Lift for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo, now we got those knockers. So remember, we're knocking on the door. So you're gonna squeeze that booty cheek that's in the back and pop it forward. Big squeeze. It's really just coming from the squeeze. It's like knocking on a door. Hello. Doesn't look like we're doing very much. Couple more here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. your legs are gonna go about mat width. If you have any like hip, knee, ankle injuries, you can take them just a little bit wider. It's gonna be a little bit easier out to the side that way. So make sure you pick what's best for you. From here, I want you to tip your pelvis under, squeeze your glutes nice and strong, and think about lifting your core. You're pulling that belly button all the way to the spine. Think about lifting it up off of the mat. So while all that's engaged, pull your shoulders down your spine, and I want you to give me some high fives here. So my elbows are down and my wrists are up, and all I want you to do is lift and lower. I'm just lifting my upper body for right now. 3 more. 2. Plug those shoulders in. Last 1. Lower the upper body. Lift just the lower body. So double check. Re-squeeze the glutes. Reach up that pelvis in case it got lost. Lift just the legs. Make sure that nose is right to the mat. This is slow and controlled. Fight gravity on the way down. You bring it up, you gotta bring it right back down. 3 more. 2. And 1. Lower it all down. So your hands can either stay right here, or if you're up for a challenge, they're gonna come up in front of you. It's gonna lengthen out your lever, which makes it a lot harder. So we're gonna do a contralateral Superman, meaning opposite arm, opposite leg. So you are going to lift the right arm, or excuse me, the left arm and the right leg, and hold, 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 lower back down. Same side. Hold, 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 lower down. 3 more. Lower, use your breath. 2. Lower. Last 1. Lower. From here, I want you to take your hand right behind your head, and you're just going to open up again with that thoracic spine mobility. Your opposite leg is going to lift, so right leg, left arm, hips stay to the ground. Just a little tiny bit of open here. Squeezing those shoulder blades together. You're not dumping into that arm that's on the ground. Stay lifted. Use your core to lift up and out of it. 2 more. These are tricky. Last 1. And lower down. We've got to go to that other side. So this time I've got my right arm and my left leg, and you're going to lift up, hold, 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 and lower. Up, hold, 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 and lower. 3 more, and lower. 2, and lower. Last 1, lower down. Right hand right behind the right head. Lift that left leg and open up to the right. Lower down. 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. From here, put your hands right by your chest. Push up, modified push up. And I want you to stretch that back. We're going to do the opposite here. So we're going to hit a child's pose. Stretch out that upper back. So from child's pose, I want you to shift forward right into that modified plank. And you're going to slowly, slowly, slowly lower yourself down using your triceps and your core. From here, your knees are going to go about mat width, and I want you to connect your feet. So you're going to be a frog in this position. Now I want you to pull your toes to your knees, so you're really flexing your feet as hard as you can. Again, our legs are going to want to come down this way. I want you to pull them as close to your butt as you can. Your nose needs to point right towards the mat. Squeeze your glutes, pelvic tilt, grab your core, and all you're going to do is lift and lower. Lift and lower. So you're probably going to feel this right in that side booty because we've been working it, the glute max, the big meaty part of our butt, and your hip flexors a little bit because we are working those as well. Lift and hold, lower down. Lift and hold, lower. On this one, come up and pulse, pulse, pulse for 5, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down, lift up, lower down, lift up, lower down, lift up. This last one, up, isometric hold for 5, 4, 3, 2. I'm shaking like crazy. 1, give me 3 full range. 3, and 2, and 1. All right, back to that modified push-up. Push back up. We're actually gonna just flip it right over and head into some glute work. Your feet are gonna go hip width. From here, I want you to be able to lift up. If you shimmy left and right and you can touch your ankles, you're in a good spot. If you're way out here, you go, I can't get them, walk them until they're right where you can reach them. That's your proper bridge positioning. Okay, so from here, I want you to tip your core. Eliminate any of that space between your low back and your mat, so you're lightening up your core. Squeeze your butt cheeks right out the gate. And you're just gonna lift up and lower down. These are slow and controlled. We are not going fast. Up and back down. I want you to think about trying to keep your knees still. If they were pressing or glued against a wall over there, I want you to think about keeping them there, so you're not dragging them all the way back in with you. 5 more here. 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Lower down. You're going to take that left knee, walk it in, give it a little stretch in, and all you're going to do here is lift up and lower down. So that leg is going to stay in. This will help alleviate any back pain. If you're having a lot of back pain, you're like, this is too much, come to this position. If you're like, no, I can handle more, extend that foot, so we're on a single leg bridge, right to the ceiling. So you've got a couple of options here. Pick the one that's right for you. 3 more. 2. Lift up and hold. From here, flex that foot. Remember, you can be here, just hold here. Otherwise, lower down and lift up. So we're using that low ab on the leg that's moving to lift and lower. 3 more. 2. And last one. Up, lower down. We're going to go right into that other side. So plant that left foot. Right foot, bring it into the chest, give it a little stretch there, leave it there, lift it up. So remember, you're either going to stay right here, or if you did so on the other side, extend that leg straight up. Again, playing with that lever length, the longer the lever, the harder the exercise, because there's more weight dangling out there. Really push it up there. Stamp that footprint on the ceiling. In my case, the sky. 2 more. Last one. From here, lower that leg, lift the leg. Or if you did the modification on the other side where you stay with your knee in, stay there and hold. Modifications are not a way out, they're your way in. 3 more. 2. Last one. And lower down. From here, place both feet back on the ground. Double check, shimmy, just make sure you've got them in the right position. We're going to lift up, lower down. Up, lower down. Up, lower down. Up, lower, up. Open the knees, close the knees, lower down. Up, open, close, lower. So that open and close is really slow and controlled. You gotta squeeze it. 3 more here. 2. Last one. Close down. Now we're going to get that frogger position. We did here, we've got our hips nice and open. This is a great hip opener. And I just want you to lift into that bridge position, pushing the bottom of the feet together, lower down. So you're really going to feel this in the side of your butt at this time. You're also going to have a nice stretch of opening. 3 more. 2. Just like we did before last one, I want you to close it in, open it, lower down. So pull your knees together, open, lower down. Together, open, lower down. You're in control of this. Don't let gravity let your hips just flop back open. I want you to push it and pull it. 2 more. Okay, heading back down into that quadruped position. We are actually going to be doing some donkey kicks, working on lifting the glutes, making them stronger, which helps in turn support our low back and provide some definition and lift as well. So, all right, so we have got those wrists directly under the shoulders. From here, I want you to think about your hips always pointing to the ground. What's gonna wanna happen once you lift the leg is that your hip is gonna wanna roll open. I need you to make sure that that is still pointing straight down towards the ground. So to do that, I need you to light up the core. So first things first, squeeze your butt cheeks, pull that navel into your spine. You're gonna keep your leg at a 90-degree bend. We've got that theme today. Our legs actually kind of wanna come out here. So think about pulling it as close to the booty as you can. So from here, you're gonna lower down, squeeze your butt, and lift back up. It's like you're making a footprint on the ceiling. Nice and slow. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. 8 more. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Lower down from here. We're going to be like the dog on the fire hydrant. So I want you to take it right out to the side. With this one, it can be hard to get our leg. We want to go here, but I have to dump into my side to do that. So keep it lower to keep those hips pointed to the ground. Soft bend in the elbows, and all you're going to do is lower down, lift up, and come back to the fire hydrant. So it's a hip circle. So we're working on some hip mobility this morning, as well as strengthening those glutes. Just getting everything to work together properly. Keep breathing through this. Stay lifted, check back in with that core. Are you still holding it in? Couple more here. Last one. All we're gonna do is reverse the direction. So now that hip is going, the foot is gonna go to the ceiling, lower down, out to the side. Should be burning. Ooh, all directions. Ah! Last one. Let's go right into that other side. Okay, so from here, double check. Give yourself a little cat-cow. Just release that. Back to what we did in the warm-up. Bringing it back. Feels good. Come back to that nice neutral spine. Pull your core in. Soften your elbows. Pull those shoulder blades together. Flex that right foot, and it's going to come up straight behind us and lower down. Straight up, lower down. Again, make sure that you are not leaning into that side leg that's on the ground. Make sure that you're leaning into that working leg. So lean into the work. 7 more. 6. 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down, open out to the side, up and back down. We've got those hip circles. Nice and slow. I find myself wanting to go a little bit faster on this side. It's my stronger side, and I probably want to get it over with. So I'm trying to move a little faster, so I have to tell myself to slow it down. Three more this direction. 2, 1. Now we're just going to reverse that direction. Side, down, and up. Four more. 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Little child's pose. Stretch that up. You can lean a little to the left and right if that feels. For this next one, we are going to actually strengthen our hip flexors, which are our front side here. They connect our core to our limbs here. So move your booty cheeks out of the way. Get up tall on your sit bones. Tuck your pelvis. Pull the navel to the spine like we've been doing all day. Shoulders go down and back. What I want you to do, flex that foot, toe to the knee. Flex, squeeze your quad. You're gonna lift up and over. You can use a weight, you can use a water bottle, you can use a soup can. Up and over. Quad's already burning. 3 more. 2. Stay tall. 1. And back over. Then we're gonna go the other side. So I'm gonna show you from the side on this one. So you can see that you need to stay upright. So get adjusted. Shake those legs out for a second. Up nice and tall. Core is in. Hold the toes to the knee. Lift up and over. Use that core. Think about using your low abs. 3 more. 2. And 1. Okay, here's your challenge move. Center your legs between it. We're going to try to lift both legs and just hold for a couple of seconds on top of that weight. So get set. 3, 2, 1. Oh, up and hold. 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 2, 1. Lower down slow. Challenge move. One more time. One more time. It's a doozy. Okay, here we go. Get set. Draw that breath in. Hold. Try to stay out of your fingertips. Try to stay in the core. 3, 2, 1. Lower down slowly. Good stuff. So on your right knee, you're kneeling. That left leg is going to come forward, and I want you to pull your toes to your knee, and you're going to just hinge forward. You can be up here. I would like to keep that nice flat back, and you're just going to hinge forward. So none of this, no rounding, nice and tall. Think about pulling this hip back in space. I have very tight hip flexors. They do not, they do not like to be stretched. Another couple breaths here. Last one. All right, from here, you're gonna shift forward into a runner's lunge. So your hip flexor is gonna stretch out on the right side. You did hip flexor today. We did a lot of strengthening for it. Lift up. You can take your arms up with you if you'd like. Chin up. Squeeze your butt cheeks. Lean into it. One more deep breath. Slowly lower your hands. Left hand inside of the left foot. And I've got it situated right in that nook there. So I'm going to lean forward a little bit. So I've got a little hip flexor. Also feeling it through the glute IT band on this side. All I want you to do is a little rock. A little rock. I'm going to turn so you can see a little bit better what I'm doing. A little rock. It's like a little massage for the hip. We did a lot of hip opener type stuff with those donkey kicks and hip circles. You can even take your elbow and just gently rock. Breathe, this is gentle. We're not banging on any of our joints. One more. And then we've got to switch right to the other side. You're gonna take that right foot forward this time. Pull the toes, hinge forward. Breathe here. All right, flatten out that foot. We've got the hip flexor stretch on this side. Lean it back. If you did so on the other side, take your arms up and back. Nice little back bend stretch. Open the chest. Lift the chin. One more big breath. All right, those hands are going to come right inside of that right foot. Shift forward. Start those little massage circles. You did it with the other arm. You can use your elbow. Last one here. Okay, carefully kind of rock back out of that. We're gonna do a stretch for quadratus laborum, which is our low back, in along our spine. Open up as wide as you can. Pull your toes to your knees once again, and I want you to think about putting your kneecaps, if you had flashlights on them, the beams would go straight up, so they're not rolling towards you forward, they're going straight up. And then what I want you to do, get comfortable. You're gonna reach towards your left foot, up and over. Long stretch through that low back, upper back. Pull that shoulder down, don't let it come all the way up by your ear. Oh, it feels amazing. Now I want you to turn and go nose to foot there, nose to knee. It's about the direction, not the destination. If you're not all the way down there, don't worry about it. Now you're gonna slowly walk your hands all the way to the center. Walk all the way back up. Sit up tall. We're gonna go to the right this time. Up and long. Look up at that hand if you can. Pull that shoulder down, plug it in. Feels so good on the low back. Huge side body stretch. Nose to knee. Again, just like we did with the hamstrings, I'd rather you stay up with that straight back than rounding through. And that was a pretty abbreviated stretch, so please take the time to stretch anything else that you feel needs to be stretched. Thanks for joining me, and feel free to check out my Instagram page, which is @MadeFitByKatie.